All right, we are live. We are live. Hey guys, welcome to our Monday night training. Tonight, I'm so excited. Tonight, we're going to be talking about your five hidden secrets to stay consistent so you can cash flow to hit an additional 10K in 30 days. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm super excited. I'm just checking to make sure that everything is good, that you guys can hear me. I'm checking to make sure you guys are can hear me and everything is good on my end. All right, good. Just checking my live. And when you post on here, because I'm using StreamYard, make sure you put, your name or something or approved by StreamYard so I can showcase your information and highlight your information. If you're joining me, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and on my business page and my personal page at the same time. That's the power of StreamYard. So welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Sherry Summers Bell. Every Monday, I go live with a new training inside of my group, the group for independent financial agents. So if you are in insurance and if you're in the tax space and you're financial and you're female, make sure you jump into our Facebook group because we have a free training for you every single Monday. Okay, so today is all about hidden secrets to stay consistent. If you have a problem with consistency, this training is for you. If you have a problem with consistency, this training is for you. Before I get started, go ahead and give me a one in the chat to make sure that you can hear me, that everything is good to go. We are ready because I want to give you the five hidden secrets to stay consistent. If you are having trouble with consistency, this is for you. If you're on point and you're always consistent and your results is showing, um, and you don't need this training, then we good. We good. We good. We good. And as I said, because I'm on StreamYard, go ahead and hit adhere to the StreamYard so we can showcase your name. Because I want to give y'all love. I want to give y'all love when y'all come in here. Tag somebody that need to know this training. If you know somebody or your girlfriends who need this training right now because they're never consistent, y'all need to jump in here. Because consistency can generate 10 to 30K of 10K in 30 days for you when you know what to be consistent about. All right. So let's dive in. One thing I know that we do, as I said in my email, if you're not on my email list, you can go to joinsherry.com to get on my email list. And one thing I said in my email list today, I said there are two things that we get inside of the business to do. If you're a financial professional who owns an agency, the only two reasons you're in your business is to make an impact and to make an income. That's it. There's nothing else around that. You want to make an impact and you want to make an income. And you want to be able to do that continuously, simultaneously. So if you want to do that and you want to do it continuously and simultaneously, how are you able to be able to generate your leads? And how are you able, because let's be clear, when you're in the financial space, there's two parts, or actually three, really, because you are on one end, you are marketing yourself to get clients to help with your financial service, and then you're building an agency, so you may want to also get agents to help you build the agency. So you have that part going on, and then you have the third part, which is your day-to-day service of branding about who you are, your day-to-day activities. So it's like you're always having three different things, and that can be overwhelming because you're only one person. You're only one person trying to tackle all three of these areas, right? Trying to build your book of business, trying to build your agency, and also still trying to brand yourself at the same time. Whew! It can be exhausting. Give me a 3 in the chat if you're saying, Sherry, that's me all day. Another thing I want you to do in the chat is tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. Tell us what part of the agency you're in. Are you an insurance agent? Are you a tax agent? Are you what? Tell us more about you. I want to learn who you are. So as I said, every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we bring you a new training. Today, we're going to be talking about how to stay consistent, your hidden secrets about how to stay consistent. Because when I checked, and when I say consistent, I'm technically really mean focus. Let's be clear. When I say consistent, I really mean staying focused, right? And if you know that somebody need to be in this training today and they're not in there, tag them, tag them, tag them. Let's go. Let's go. So when I say consistency, I really mean, okay, staying focused. Hey, Kirsha, how you doing, gorgeous? How are you? Okay. So how do we do it? How do we stay consistent in trying to get new agents and trying to get serve our clients, and on top of that, branding ourselves so our ideal client can find us and still be a mom and still boss up and wear all the hats that we wear. Woo, because it's a lot. Ladies, it is a lot. I got you. I understand. I am in your shoes. I can relate. It is a whole lot. And if you're like me, traveling almost every weekend to an event or a conference that you're hosting or speaking at, so it can be a whole lot of moving parts. Right? Say, girl, I feel you in the chat. Girl, I feel you in the chat. Give me a 3 in the chat if you can relate to what I'm about to say, to what I'm saying. So knowing that, I knew that it had to be a better way. It had to be a better way if I was going to run a business that not only service my client, but also generate me consistent cash flow. Right? Cash flow, consistency. So because I'm only one person, because here's the thing, when you're serving your clients and you're making sure you're meeting the needs of your clients in the financial space, then guess what? You're over here serving. So over here, you're not marketing. So your leads stop. Because what happened is your leads now is only depending on your effort. So you're over here serving your clients. And then while you're over here serving your clients, to the right, all your leads stops. And you're like, oh my God. So every time you go over here, you get a new client, you're servicing them over here. Soon as while you're working with them, no one is marketing you. You're not out there. Your face is not out there. You're not talking to people. So that becomes a struggle for you. That becomes a struggle for you. And I realized that, like, what can I do? What can I do with how can I get myself to be findable without me having to physically do that part? And how can I also service my clients to the highest quality without feeling like I'm overwhelmed? And also, as a mom, help my son with his homework, which I just finished doing, right? We have a science project coming, so that's what I just finished doing. So it can be a tug of war. It can be a bit challenged, right? So I knew women in the financial space and agency owners, I knew that has to be an issue. I knew that. So we want to be able to understand, how do we do that? And that was hard until the digital world, right? That was hard until the digital world. So as I say, as you come in, tell us who you are, tell us what you do, because I want to be able to speak to your industry to help you create consistency in your business, right? All right, so let me dive in. Anyways, you're like, who is this crazy girl that's talking to me? So it's your girl, Sherry Summer-Bell. I am a financial life coach. I specialize in helping female financial agency owners make consistent cash flow without sacrificing their soul. So that's one of the things I enjoy to do. Hey, Kayla, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Monday night. Welcome. And one of the things that I enjoy doing this because I knew that we can make money. That's that with the digital market, the digital age, it's easy to make money nowadays. Now, the challenge is, how do we do it in a way that's a flow? Where it's instead of a force, and how do we do consistently? All right, if you already grab your notebook, go ahead and say, yes, I already got my notebook, I'm ready to go. Go ahead and put notebook in the chat that you're ready to go. Go ahead and put notebook in the chat so we can dive in. Y'all know when I come on, it's time to get that notebook out so we can dive into our training. Okay. All right. The first thing when we talk about staying consistent, the first thing that we want to be able to do, we want to be able to, number one, stay focused. Write that down. Focus, right? Focus. Write that down, right? Write that word down. Focus. What does that look like to you? Who has a problem focusing? Put me in the chat if you have a problem focusing on your goals for the day, on all the things you need to accomplish today, or just having problem focus on your overall goal. You know where you want to go, you know your revenue number, but you have a problem focusing on it because when you start the task to do the task, you're feeling like the task is not taking action. So you don't want to do it because you don't want to take action. So number one, your job is to, number one on this 5 is to stay focused. That's number one. Now, how do we do that, Sherry? How do we stay focused on the tasks that we're supposed to do so we can hit an additional 10K in 30 days? Number one, you're staying focused, right? That's number one. If you can't do that, the rest is not even, that doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense, right? So number one is staying focused, right? So we already know number one really supposed to be mindset, but I think we already understand that is one, believing that we can. That's number one. But we really want to stay focused. And what I mean by staying focused is every time you wake up, you have your overall arching goal, right? So if your goal is to make 10K in 30 days, right? Before the holidays, then you say, okay, I need to make 10K in 30 days. Okay, so what do I need to do to make these 10K? I need to do A, B, C, and D. So today when I wake up, I'm only focused on A, right? I'm focusing only on what A is. So A could be, I need to go live so I can be findable and do it in a consistent manner, right? So what I tell agents, even new agents, what I tell them is to look at what we call number 2, your revenue activity. So say number 2 is revenue, write that down, revenue activity, right? Your daily revenue activity. Matter of fact, I even have a planner for that, but your daily revenue activity. Because on your daily revenue activity, write it down because we're going to go over what that looks like. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Say, yep, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or say, yep, in the chat so I can move on. So if you're going to think about staying focused, if you're going to think about making additional 10K in 30 days, of being consistent is your number one, you have to be focused, right? You have to be focused. Focus on, I'm trying to make this 10K. I ain't trying to do anything else. I'm trying to make this 10K. That's it. That's all thought. Not will I do it? Can I do it? Nobody has ever done it. You're going to get rid of the self-talk and you're going to say, I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm going, even if it's hard, I'm going to do it. Even if I get uncomfortable, I'm going to do it because I know I can do it. That's number one, right? And how do you do that? Is staying focused. Focus on the task at hand for today. Now, I'm going to tell you a little trick that I used to teach my clients to do before I started before I started selling my daily activity. I haven't sold them in a while, but I'm going to show y'all what I used to tell my clients to do, and it works out handy, and it works out super, super handy. Where is it at? Let me look right now. So what I used to tell my clients to do all the time, I used to tell them that they need to, okay, I found some right here. So very simple, dollar store. They need to get an index card. A simple dollar store, $1. And if you're a mom, I'm sure you got a whole bunch of this. So what I used to do when we talk about staying focused, this is what I used to do, right? Because I have all the fancy planners, but before the fancy planners, this is all I had. Okay. So, all right. Humble beginnings. So I used to get this card, and this card will go everywhere with me. Doctor's office, teacher's meeting, all the above. I used to get this card. This is all I got, this card. This is index card. That's all it is. It's the index cards. You can't see it right now, but the index cards, let me see, it has some lines in it right there, some lines. So the index card has some lines in it. So what I would do is I would write down, because we're talking about revenue activity, I would write down all of the things I need to do regarding revenue activity. So if it's not going to bring me revenue, I cannot do it, right? Unless there's some things that are built in, like I volunteer at my son's school. Now, there's no way around that, right? That's the whole mission of my business, to being able to spend time and create memories with my child. That's what I teach you guys to do. So of those things, so you're writing on the things that you non-negotiable, you have to do it. But the rest of the stuff, right? I have to pick up my son from school, take him to school, that's different. But the rest of the stuff that's on here, it goes on right on here. I write down all my revenue activity. What does that look like? All right. I always pick three or less things. Now I can do five because I have a team. But before by myself, I always pick three to five things that I promise myself that within the 30 days, I'm going to go be consistent with. Three. So if I said I'm going to go live, if I say I'm going to send out an email, if I say I'm going to do some follow-up calls, I will pick three things and that's it. No more. And I will have it on my card. And I would put it down on this card right here, just a simple dollar store card. And I write down all the things I need to get done that day. When? That day. So if I have a client I need to call back, if I have some agents I need to follow up with, again, the activity has to be an activity that is going to generate you revenue. It's not an activity when your girlfriend calls you like, girl, yes, girl, last night was fun. No. It's none of that. It's the activity. I need to go live. I need to follow with some clients that I didn't follow up with. I need to follow with my team that I didn't follow up with, right? I need to send out an email. It has to be revenue. There's a course that I'm creating called Fast Path to Cash, and it kind of go over that. But it's really supposed to generate you revenue immediately because you're only focusing on revenue activity. So you're not going to write anything. Yes, revenue creation. Yes, revenue generated activity. Correct. 100%. Yes. So now what happened with this card? Let's say I don't get to everything that day. If I don't get to everything that day, and I'll have this as my notes on the back, but I'm only allowed to fill out the line part. That's it. That is it. And I like to keep these in a box so I can go over them later. So if I get to the bottom and didn't complete something, whatever is at the bottom that I did not complete or whatever I crossed off did not get complete, I get a second card and that becomes my next card for the next activity the next day. So I'll pull out a second card and I'll put it on that card for the next day. And I became disciplined in using this card. So there's nothing else. No things to do list. This is all I did. And when I am done with this, if I'm done with this, then I come with another card. Like, oh, I gotta follow up with this person, right? I have a daily revenue activity thing that I sell, and you can just use it all day. But prior to that, this is exactly what I did. So this go with me to the doctor's office. It go with me everywhere. So all the things. So because what happened, right? When you're able to be disciplined and really this is all you're doing. This is all you need to complete in that day. This is all the revenue generated thing you need to complete on a index card. That's it. Success is not doing 10,000 things. Success is doing less things, but doing it 10,000 times. Don't miss that. Success is not doing 10,000 things. Success is doing a few things, but doing it 10,000 times. The cadence doing the same thing over and over. The cadence of going live, the cadence of sending an email, the cadence of following up your calls. That's what brings you success. Don't let no one fool you. That's what brings you success, is doing a few things. When you hear my story about using live videos to go live and build my financial agency, only thing I was doing was live video. Why was it successful? Is because I did that continuously over and over. Some of y'all are doing too much. You're doing too much. So you never get to build up a foundation because you're trying to do too much, right? I was telling one of my amazing clients this morning, I said, hey, when I made a commitment, when I see the challenge that female financial agents are having, when I see that they had a challenge in how do I generate consistent revenue and work less hours? How did I do that? So I said, oh, I got to figure that out, right? Because I was struggling with that. So I started saying, what are the 3 revenue activities that I'm going to do consistently? Not 10, not 20, 3. And when I started my revenue activities, like these are what I do. Today, I'm going to follow with 3 people, right? And then what I started seeing, I'm going to give an example of what happened. I'm going to give even something that's outside of finance. my son had a motorcycle I bought him when he was a baby. It's like a little dirt bike. And I kept putting on there, I got to follow up with a company. I got to keep following up with a company. Call the company, tell them something's wrong with the dirt bike. I need them to ship it back to them. I called them the second time because my card tell me I need to call it because that was something I had to do, right? So not necessarily generated revenue activity, but stay with me. So then when I was done, I called them like 3 times because my card kept reminding me to call them. After the third phone call, they said, ma'am, they gave me back my money back and sent me the part that I needed for the car, for the motor, for the dirt bike. Why? Because I was consistently staying on them. How was I consistent staying on them? I just had an index card. That's it. Don't overcomplicate the process. It sounds so simple that it's like, oh my God, really? Really? That's all you did? So because it's one day, baby, listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. And because Rome wasn't built in a day, everything that's on this card is all you need to complete. Now, again, revenue activity. Talking to your friends is not revenue activity. Talking to a client, following up with a previous client, that's revenue activity. And then if you don't get to everything on the list, then the thing on the list becomes the thing for the next day. So whatever's on the list, that becomes top priority on the next list the next day. Does that make sense? Give me a yes in the chat if this is making sense. Give me a yes in the chat if this is making sense. So if you're just joining me, we're talking about 5 hidden secrets to stay consistent so you can create cash flow and hit your additional 10K in 30 days. Even if you're a new agent just starting out today, if you just got your license today, this is so simple for you to do. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you. 5 hidden secrets to stay consistent so you can cash flow to hit your additional 10K in 30 days. This is all it's about. Taking an index card, and we're on number 2, which is revenue activity. You're not doing enough revenue activity to see a cash flow, and that is the problem. Like you're busy, but you're busy on the wrong task. So on this index card, all you need to do, and it go everywhere, it's better to take this than this, right? This has just been one of the gifts I used to give my clients that when they first started with me. This great book, love it, good. But it's easy for me to take this wherever I go versus this, right? So I get an index card, write my revenue activity for the day on there. Very super simple. Very super simple. I ask myself, if this activity that I'm getting ready to do, is it a revenue generated? Is it revenue generated? I'm going to literally beat that up. Like, is it revenue generated? It's easier for you to take this, Kirsha, than take a whole journal because you probably won't even do the journal. But you can take this wherever you go. And you say, okay, I said I was going to call 3 clients today. I'm going to call 3 clients today. I said I was going to go live today. I'm going to go live today. But the 3 activity is the activity that you plan to do over and over. Over and not 10, not 20, just 3. How amazing is that? And then you will start seeing your revenue change, because what happened, just like that's what I tell people, you only fail if you stop. Because just like anything in life, when you do more of it, you get the success. You do more of it. Here's to say, how many hours? What do you mean by how many hours? What do you mean by how many hours? So I can get more clarification for you. All right. So that was revenue activity. Number 1, it was focus, right? Number 2, it was revenue activity. And I gave you a simple method to stay in focus, on the activity. Oh, okay. I got it. She said to spend on these activities. Very, very good. So what I do, for example, great question, Kirsha. Her question was, how many hours should I spend on these activities? So when I wake up, let's be clear. When I wake up, even though I wake up early at 4 o'clock, I don't, and Mondays are my office days. That's why you guys can have, because on Mondays is my office days. There's no meetings on Mondays. It's my office days. So I don't take any client meetings on Mondays. Even if I'm writing a policy or in my Joyful Tribe, no client meeting on Monday. Because Monday, sometimes I'm flying back from an event. You guys know I just flew back from Atlanta. So I don't take, so on Mondays, that's when I really sit down and get clear on what I'm going to do, what I'm doing. Like Mondays can be your days where you say, oh, you can look over the activity you did last week and see what is the ROI on that. That Monday may be the Monday you take doctor's appointments and things like that. So, or maybe your out of office days. But far as the activity goes, when you have to pick your 3 activity that you are going to be doing first. So for example, if I say, all right, I'm going to go live and train on a pain point that my client has, and I'm going to do that twice a week, right? Twice a week. So your hour, I'm gonna take an hour twice a week. That's 2 hours. That's 2 hours a week. That's 4 hours. Are you getting that? That's 4 hours every 2 weeks. That's do the math. That's 4 hours every 2 weeks. So that alone compounds you. Then people seeing you over and over a lot, but you're only doing it twice a week. You're only doing it twice a week. That's 8 hours. And so all right. So you say you're doing that. Then you say, okay, after that, I'm also going to follow up with 3 people per day. That's it. So I'm not putting hours on it. I'm putting activity on it. So I'm going to do 3 follow-ups. I'm doing 2 lives, 3 follow-up, right? Per day. 2 lives, 3 follow-up per day. And then I'm saying, okay, follow-up means you had a client or someone that want to work with you, or someone reach out to you that you need to follow up with. You may have to call your company, or like your insurance agent may have to call an insurance company or IMO to get all that straightened out for the client so they can write the policy, because that's a revenue activity. Can't get paid till the policy is written, right? So you may have to follow. So I'm going to follow with 3 clients, right? So now you know you have a habit. You have the habit of going live twice a week. I didn't say go live on Monday. Notice I didn't say I go live on Tuesday. I said twice a week. I didn't tell you when, because if you may schedule to say you're going to do Monday and Monday never came and something happened. And I didn't say do it on Friday either, because something may happen on Friday. But you know you need 2. You have twice. You said twice a week, so it's going to be twice a week. Just like when I say I'm coming here on Mondays, I'm here on Monday. That's called discipline. Now, after you do that, so it's the activity you're really counting, not the hours. It's the activity. And if you know you got to get all those hours down, you're going to cut your hours short so you can have time to do all the activities that you said. So if you're saying, I'm going to make sure I'm visible so people can see me, I'm going to make sure I put out content, I'm going to make sure I'm going to spend time commenting back on people's posts and all that, I'm going to make sure that get done. So if that's something that you know you want to do, you want to make sure whatever the revenue activities, you're doing it less of it, but you're doing it more frequently. That's all it is. You're doing less activities, but more frequently. All right. Okay. Now, some of you spend too much time trying to do activity. That analysis paralysis is what I call it. You're trying to avoid the camera. You're trying to avoid being seen, and your money is avoiding you because you're avoiding it. If people don't know who you are, they can't buy from you. If people don't know what you do, they can't buy from you. And people need to be reminded every day what you do. So when something happens, you become the top of mind that they think about going to, or when that situation in their life occurs. And all your marketing is just reminding them every day that this is what you do, period. That's all marketing is. I'm just reminding you that should this come up in your life, I'm the girl you come to. I'm just reminding you, if you want to learn how to build your agency and without having to sacrifice your time, I'm the girl you come to, right? You just waking up every day reminding. I'm just reminding you that I sell life insurance. And if you need you need life insurance for your family, I'm the girl you come to. If you get married and you need your life insurance has to change because you were single, now you're married, so you need it for your family, I'm the girl you come to. If you need your taxes done so you can stay in compliance with the IRS, if you need a budgeting done, I'm the girl you come to. So your marketing is only to remind people of what you do on a daily basis. Okay, so now we talk about calling people. We talk about following up calls, and we also talk about using these cards. Are we clear on this? Give me a yes, yes in the chat if we're clear on this. Give me a yes, yes if we're clear on the card so we can move on. You're picking 3 revenue activity that you can do on a daily basis and be disciplined to do it. That's it. It's not 10, it's not 20, it's not. You have to have a system. It's like having a system and then staying in place with that system. And let me tell y'all something why the system is not working for y'all. You need an accountability person, and your girlfriend who is not your accountability, you cannot be accountability partner because they don't have any investment in your accountability, right? So if I don't see my client for a while, I'm like, what's going on? Where you at? What's going on, right? We have things in place that make sure that they're accountable. Where you at? We don't see you. What's going on? What you need help? You don't have that. That's why it's so important to invest in. That's what when you invest in mentor and coaching, that's what happens. You have somebody actually holding you accountable to say to get this thing done, right? All right. So revenue activity, pick three things that you're going to do on a day on a weekly or daily basis, and you do only that, nothing else. When it comes to revenue, the rest of your time can be for your daily to do things in life. But 3 revenue generated activity, 3 marketing activity that's going to get your face out there and remind people of what you do. Here's another thing about hidden secrets of staying consistent. If you're going to do that, you got to keep your messaging the same. You can't tell me today that you're selling me this, and then next week you tell me you're selling me this. You're still consistent, but you're telling me 2 different messages. So I'm confused on what you say you do. I'm so confused on what you say you do. You know, somebody just literally, I was running late, Michelle, today because somebody just called me and said, hey, we have an event. We want you to speak at an event because we heard you speak somewhere else, right? So so I was working on revenue activity because right? I was working on revenue activity. All right. So stay focused. I knew I spent a lot of time on revenue activity, but I'm trying to get y'all to understand that it's not as hard as you think. And even if it's hard, we can do hard stuff. Because you only do it. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this. Because if you start looking back at this when you're done, you're gonna say, "Well, dang, the whole day went by, and I spent my whole time on the phone with Mutual of Omaha. The whole day went by, and I spent my time on the phone with IRS, working on their tax stuff. Your whole day went by. You realize you start tracking your day and seeing, hey, I got to change something here. Something got to get done. I got to change something here, right? Because let's be clear, moms, we have to help our kids with their homework. We have to cook food. So after you take away some family stuff, it's not enough time left in the day. So you have to be really wise with your time on a daily basis. You have to be wise with your time. I'm at a doctor's office today, and they said, hey, we're going to see, they were trying to change my schedule. And they said, hey, just sit here, and if the person don't show up, you can come. I said, I got things to do. I'll come back tomorrow. I'm not going to see you for 2 hours. I don't get that 2 hours back. No, you got to be real sensitive about your time when it comes to building a business that's going to generate 10K or more. Got to be real sensitive. Even with my mom, I love you, mom, but I got to go. It's work time. Because when you work from home or you travel or you do the things I do, they think you're always available. So you got to be disciplined. I don't take any phone calls beside work until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Unless it's my son's school, of course. All right. So focus. That was good. You just got to revenue. That's my favorite conversation to have. Generating revenue activity. All right. So you're going to stay focused. You're going to generate revenue activity number 3. Let me let you in on number 3. The 5 hidden secrets to stay consistent so you can cash flow and hit additional 10K. Number 3. Boom. You can't do it by yourself. The reason why you see me everywhere without me physically being everywhere, we have to leverage automation. We have to leverage. I said that in Atlanta. I was at a conference in Atlanta this weekend, and I said it. I said you have to leverage automation. What is automation? Automation is a customer relationship manager tool that you put in place that can do follow-ups for you. So if you have a client that you need to follow up with and you still wait on a client to follow up with you, yes, you can call the client. But the next time Your automation should be in place where you put them in a funnel that's doing the calls for you. That's sending them an email saying, hey, this is Kiersha. I'm just following up with you based on our conversation. Please get back to me. The automation should do that, not you having to do that all the time, right? If you some of y'all deal with chargebacks, you should have some automation set up. Say, hey, the company said there was a chargeback. We know things happen. Reach out to me so we can talk with the company. You have to get to the point where you're not always having to get on the phone for something. Leverage the power of automation. There's an automation that I use, a software I use. And if you guys want to chat, just put me in the chat and I will DM you the link. And what I love about it, it has a sales process that it walks every time someone contact me, it puts them in my sales process, right? So there's a lot of stuff I personally don't have to get back to my client for because I put them on that automation system. Like their birthdays, they'll get an email for their birthday. I don't really have to send a card that much because the email comes too. They get a text message. That is all automated. When clients want to speak to me, they get a text message and let me know that they're going to come to the call. All of them is automated, all of that stuff. So if you really want to, you have to leverage automation if you want to hit an additional 10K. You have to have some, and I'm not talking about automation that the company that you're working with have. You should have your own. The same automation for writing emails, you have to leverage automation because you are only one person. This is a digital world. There's no way around automation. There's just no way. I ran from it. Because I hated doing it. It's too complicated. I said all the stuff that you're thinking. I don't know where to start. I don't have this. I don't have that. And once I surrender to having automation, it made my job way more easier. When someone on social media DM me and says, hey, my mom need a policy. She has an underlying condition. My words is not, girl, let's jump on the phone. No, I just told you I need to have my time. I just told you about the time thing. And you want to get rid of tire kickers. You don't want no tire kickers keep bothering you. And you know they ain't ready. They are not ready. Just telling you that they're ready, but they're not ready. The way around that is to give them your link in the DM. And then they will, on their time, because people want to buy from you when they're ready, on their time. And then, of course, you're going to check back with them, of course, because that's part of your follow-up process. But on their time, and that's another thing about follow-up. So many people reach out to y'all, and you don't have a space to collect all the people who follow up with you. And with the CRM, I am able to know the list of people who I was supposed to follow up with because it has a sales process that it leads the client through. So when I wake up, I automatically know who I need to follow up with because that's how the automation is set up for me. Even have a task bar to tell me what is the task I need to do for the day. You have to leverage automation. And if automation is something you're struggling with and you're saying, Sherry, I need a customer relationship manager, a CRM, to really help me to keep track of my clients, help me to keep track of my book of business, help me to send out email lists, help me to send out text message, help me to find out when my clients are all pending, help me keep track of my agents. You got to reach out to me. Just go say me in the chat and I'll send you my automation system. All right. Send me in the chat and I'll send you the automation system. Okay, great. Melanie, are you on Facebook or are you on YouTube? So I can make sure that you get the link. Okay. And that's number 3. Automation is really big. And what is big is because automation helped me to really focus on what I call kissing the baby. It helped me to do what I'm doing with y'all right now. Like some of y'all got emails from me about this live, that training tonight. That was automation. I was in Atlanta on a plane. That was automation. That wasn't me. I mean, it was me, but it's not me, right? That was automation. You want to be able to be on your automation game because it saves you so much time. You can put, okay. Thank you, Melanie. I'll make sure you grab the, I'll make sure you get the link. Just, I'll DM you and get you the link. Or Jasmine, can you DM her and get the link? Jasmine is my success coordinator. Okay. So we talk about automation. Number 4, a really big thing, one of my favorite things. Thank God for these people. Well, y'all, if you just joined me, we're talking about 5 hidden secrets to stay consistent so you can cash flow to hit an additional 10K in 30 days. 10K in 30 days. How I'm telling you how I did it. So let me explain something y'all from head of automation. Here's what we do wrong in this agency streets. When we first start out, we're always trying to market by buying leads, right? We're buying leads, we're doing cold calls, we're doing door knockings, we're doing all sorts of stuff. We're trying to invest in buying leads. That's where you go wrong. I'm just speaking on my behalf. I realized that I'm not going to go in the negative before I start. So I decided that what I'm going to do is find something that's going to leverage my time. So I spent my money paying for automation system for $97 that I can do all of this stuff with, right? I can literally send out an email. I can send out a text message. I can follow with my clients. I can, it will literally keep track of who's pending business, who's not pending business, who do I need to get back to? And it has a column for all of that. I spend my money finding the tools that's going to leverage my time so I can market myself and build my brand so my ideal client can find me. You see the difference? I wasn't after a one-time money. I was after consistent money. So I was intentional about finding tools that's going to help me put me out there as an ideal client. And then that client can see me and say, hey, I want to work with you. I want to be on your team. I want to work with you. I want to coach with you. I want to learn how to build my agency. See, the difference is you're buying these expensive leads, and then you can't keep up with these expensive leads. Then you're going in the negative, that even if you make some money, you're still not even out, because next week you gotta buy those leads again. I already saw the game, and he weren't gonna trap me in. It weren't gonna trap me. I said, no. Y'all, if this is making sense, give me a 6 in the chat. Give me a 6, 6, 6. Yes, girl. Yes, this is making sense. This is making sense. So I said, when I get into financial business, I said, no. I see the game. I am not doing that. If I'm going to spend money on anything, I'm going to spend money on using a tool that helped me to be seen everywhere. I'm going to spend my money on a tool that's going to help me send out emails and all this stuff. So while that automation system is sending out things to my prospect, not even my clients yet, because they have not turned to clients yet, but reminding them, helping me stay on top of their mind, now I can have time to go live. Now I can have time to personally pick up the phone and call all my previous clients and said, hey, that's another thing, revenue activity. Hey, you got a policy in here. You got a term policy. Do you ever think about getting an IUL? You ever thought about getting another policy that can also help you supplement your retirement? Because you know that term is going to expire. I'm also talking to my clients and see how they're doing, how their family's doing. I'm always making that. So I have time to call all my clients every quarter and see how they're doing, because automation will also tell me when they reach a year in their policy. That's the power of automation. That's the power of automation. And again, if that's something you need a system that's going to be able to do that, that's for agency, go ahead and say me in the chat. So automation is number 3. I just had to say that because we waste our time on the wrong tool because we're only trying to get now money. And I wasn't trying to get now money. I was trying to get consistent money. So what is the tool that's going to help me leverage my time, right? Do some things for me. So every time I get off the phone with a client, I put them in a funnel. The funnel say, hey, it was great talking to you. Thank you for taking the time out to talk with me. We are working on your process. It's going to take 5 days. Whenever I write a policy, my client get a follow-up email. Hey, it was great talking to you. All of that, I made it once, and it just keep going out over and over and over again. That's it. Make it once, and it just flow out. Automation. Another thing of staying consistent is because by leveraging automation, the next thing, number 4, before we jump off, number 4 is virtual assistant. Woo! Virtual assistant is the best thing God ever made in this world. Virtual assistant. So it's going back to being consistent, going back to consistently showing up. You cannot do this by yourself. You cannot do this. You can't buy enough leads by yourself right now. That doesn't work. So, but having a virtual assistant, and their virtual assistant that you can find on Upwork, UPWORKS, Upwork, Fiverr, that can take care of your social media. And when you're not live, your other images are going out. So still staying top of your client's mind. I told y'all the story of when I went to the bank. The lady's like, you're everywhere. Everywhere I turn around, you're there. You're in my email. You're alive. I saw you in the stories. You're everywhere. You know, so how do you eat? How do you breathe? But your virtual assistant, at least your social media person, they can do that for you as well, right? And you can find a virtual assistant for like $6 an hour, $7 an hour, literally. So if you really do the return on your investment, what is your commission for a virtual assistant that can bring you 2 or 3 clients by leveraging the power of social media? Hunty, we're talking about hidden secrets right here, baby, to add an additional 10K. The reason you're struggling is because you're trying to do it by yourself. It won't work. So you need to leverage the power of automation and virtual assistant to make you be seen out there more. Oh, if this is good, give me a good in the chat. She said, yes, it is virtual. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So we talk about staying focused. We talk about revenue activity using the card. We talk about the power of automation. And some of you guys say, Sherry, I need a CRM. So go ahead and hit me in the chat for the CRM. And then, then we talk about number 4, which you overlook all the time, a virtual assistant to be able to post for you on social media. Now, Queen, not because your virtual assistant posted for you on social media, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get up and kiss the baby. You still need to be able to get up and see your face, because your face, your character, your personality, your lifestyle, that's why people are buying from you. That's why you don't have to chase. That's why people are buying from you. So having automation and a virtual assistant, baby, is a game changer. It's a game changer. So when I decided that I was not going to buy leads, but I said, okay, I'm not buying leads to grow my business. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that same money that was spent on leads, and it was way less, and spend it on a virtual assistant and an automation system. And the automation system is going to do save me so much time, because I'm going to have process in place. I'm going to have funnels in place that's going to reply to my clients. That's going to have their birthday set up, going to have all sorts of things set up, email set up to them. And then also give me the ability to let them know when a task is due. All right. So I got Michelle. So she says me in the chat. I think there was another me with the CRM too. I think I missed it. So that was so that was virtual assistant. So we're talking about how to add an additional 10K in 30 days to your business by remaining consistent. So here's the thing that you didn't get, and I know it surprised you. You thought I was gonna come on here and say you need more consistent. This is mindset, and you got to stay focused. No, boo, no, no, because it's you staying focused is not, or not being consistent is not you. You're not the problem. You just can't do it by yourself. You just can't do it by yourself. So no, I'm not gonna be that coach that say you just need to stay focused. No. Not focused, because you do need to stay focused. I'm talking about you need help. You need to leverage help in order to stay consistent. The average person, you have to touch them 14 times. And you need different touch points where you're not spamming them in their DMs all the time. You need different touch points. Like the lady at the bank that says, I got an email from you. That's a different touch point. I saw you on live. That's a different touch point. So you need different touch points that the people are seeing you, seeing your face. And that's what brings that frequency illusion to them, right? So the secret to consistency is leveraging other people's help and leveraging automation to help you. And there's no way around that. And even if you're not listening to what I'm saying, don't be like everybody else. They have to come back and like, yeah, I remember that girl talking about automation and I ran away from it, right? Because there's no way that you can do all of this by yourself. You have to leverage the power of automation. You have to leverage a virtual assistant. And you have people from the Philippines that can help you. You have people from Kenya that can help you with a virtual assistant and their job. And let's be clear, your virtual assistant nowadays does not always have to be for social media. We have virtual assistant that can return phone calls for you. So you're not on the phone remembering to return a phone call or follow-up call. They can do that. You can have virtual assistant get the information about the client. So by the time you get the client on the phone call or on Zoom, you're just writing the policy. You're just immediately assisting. There's so much time that we waste in the follow-up of actually going all the way out and get the policy written. Or there's also so much time we waste in onboarding a new agent because there's no processes in place to be able to do that on your team. So we have to be able to keep track. And again, that's where the automation comes in. That's where the virtual assistant comes in. You know, and there are people who do have virtual assistant and don't use them at a capacity that they need to be used. Okay, because that was a problem. Well, oh, I don't want nobody doing anything. They can't do it better than me. Oh, please. Oh, please. There's a book called The Big Leap. And The Big Leap pretty much says you should only be operating in your area of genius. If you're not a salesperson, if you're not do sales pages, don't do sales pages. Right? All right. So we talk about staying focused. All right. On our revenue goal. We talk about revenue activity that you should be doing. We talk about the power of automation, right? That is the power of. When I went on tour and we did that launch, and you guys were in my DM like, wait, hold on, you got on tour? How we did a launch? I got all those emails that weren't me. That's automation. That's automation. That's the same way with your clients. Like, you know, I sent out an email and one of my clients like, and it wasn't supposed to go to her, but it went to her. And she's like, oh, I need your help in something else. You just seen your email. Remind me that I need your help. That's the power of what your marketing should do. Your client, your prospect, the people want to work with you should see you and they should ring a memory or a bell and say, oh crap, I've been meaning to call this girl, or I've been meaning to call you. I get that all the time. All the time. I've been meaning to call you. That's the power of automation. Don't run away from it. And I'm not talking about automation at your company. You should have if you're running an agency, you should have your own automation for you and your team. All right. So final last one. But if this was good, say good in the chat. If this was good, say good in the chat. Okay. All right. I'm getting too happy. Woo. All right. Woo. That was good. That was good. All right, number 5. Let's get number 5 because we're about to wrap this up. Ooh, Jesus, I'm a little bit. Oh, I was a little bit late. Okay, I'm like 8 o'clock. Okay, about to wrap this up right now. All right. So now you know about being focused. Now you know about revenue activity. Now you know about automation system. Now you know about VA. And I don't care because I know it looks scary sometimes, but if you take the time to understand how the automation works, and again, your VA can also be the one setting up your automation too. Let's be clear on that. It's not just you're doing it or you're running. That's what your virtual assistant can also assist you with. If you're not a tech savvy person, then that's what the person's supposed to do. There's just no way around that. There's just no way around that. All right. Okay. So we good. Right. I love it. Okay. So we're good. So we're talking about 5 hidden secrets. I already gave you 4 about staying consistent. And I know some of you thought, oh my God, it's me. I just can't be consistent. No. That was not, I have ADHD. So if anybody, I diagnosed myself. So if anybody has a hard time staying consistent, it's me. But because I know that, that is why I have these things in place, these virtual assistants, these automation in place to help me stay on track. All right, number 5. The last one is something I call your KPIs, right? Your KPIs. Write that down. KPIs. KPIs, your key performance indicators, right? This is so important. Get it. We only got 6 minutes. Get it. I only got 6 minutes left. KPIs, key performance indicator. That is what we call your data, DATA, data. So my data tells me how many people are opting into my Facebook group, how many people are opting into my Instagram, how many people are open to my email list. You need all of that data Why you need that? Because you need to know what marketing is working and what is not. Inside of my Joyful Tribe, every month I would tell the ladies, hey, update your KPIs, update your key performance indicators. Because if you are not getting any opt-in into, like, let's say your lead magnet, you put a lead magnet out there, 7 questions to ask an insurance agent. Let's say that's a lead magnet. When you put that out there in the atmosphere, or your virtual assistant put that out there in the atmosphere, you need to be able to check the data of how many people are opting in. If you don't have enough opt-in, number one, are you putting it out often enough, right? Like a lead. And if you guys like, Sherry, what's a lead magnet? A lead magnet is just pretty much a squeeze page or opt-in page for someone to download an infographic of information about whatever. It's a little teaser about who you are and whatever the expertise you're talking about. So when they download that, it's not just download and have a great day, God bless you. You got to set data of you saying, all right, I want, as of November, I want 5 people on my email list. I want 20 people on my email list. Because those people on your email list of your ideal client that came in through your lead magnet, those people are potential to be your client very soon. Do y'all get that? So if you are advertising, if you're marketing yourself, and you're saying that you can help people, you can write their taxes for them, you can help people, or even your recruiting agent and say, come to my team, this is what we offer, all that good savvy stuff that you said, whatever your marketing strategy is, you need to know if it's working. How do you know if it's working? How do you know the data is working if you're not checking it? That's what we call key performance indicators. So Facebook have insights that you can use to show if it's working or not, right? Also, when they opt in, your CRM, which is the same CRM I've been talking about all this whole night, right? Your CRM also has data. So I know how many people is opting from Instagram, how many people opting from Facebook, how many people opting from YouTube. You need to know that, because wherever your revenue activity or your marketing activity you're doing it, you can know what to let go of and do more of. I started letting go of LinkedIn because it was just not enough activity over there. But I know Kiersha loves in LinkedIn. It works for her, right? So I said, okay, what are the 2 platforms I'm going to really hyper focus on? And that was Instagram and Facebook. Those are my 2 main platforms that, because of time and being consistent, just like I'm not saying do anything I didn't do. And I started using just those 2 platforms, right? And just be seen in those 2 places, because chances are, if you're on LinkedIn, you're on Facebook, and you're on Instagram, or you're on TikTok, or whatever. And I just started focusing on those 2 platforms. And I would suggest you do the same thing. Now, do you have stuff on there? Yes. Like you pretend like you're on there? Yeah, I do that, right? But you really have to figure out with your KPIs, key performance indicators, and all it is just looking at insights or looking at data from your CRM that say, hey, clearly they like your stuff because they came in from here or they came in from there. But because you don't have a customer relationship manager tool, a CRM that help you with time, that help you keep track of your data, that help you get back to your clients, that help you get back to your follow-up process. Do we see a consistent thing right here? What is the consistent thing I keep mentioning? Automation and virtual assistant. Those 2 things help you to remain consistent. Those are the 2 things. And as a VIP bonus, I'm going to say your accountability coach, someone that's going to keep you accountable to make sure that it's done. We have a weekly coaching call. Weekly. Talk about accountability inside of Joyful Tribe, right? We have a weekly accountability. What you doing? Where you at? I didn't see you last week. What's going on? Weekly accountability. So having your girlfriends keep you accountable, that ain't gonna work. You have to invest in getting that. That's a bonus tip. Accountability. Now, the other 5, focus, revenue activity, virtual assistant, KPIs, and data. If you're able to do that, you will see consistent I'm not asking, I'm telling you. I guarantee it. They said don't make no guarantee in finance. I guarantee it. I give 100% guarantee it. If you can put these revenue activity consistently in place, if you can hire a virtual assistant, if you can complete your automation, oh honey, because automation will do most of the heavy lifting for you. All you now doing is showing up and writing the policy or helping somebody. All right. That's my time, people. I hope you found this useful. If you're looking for the automation that can help you do that, make sure you put me in the chat. I'll DM you guys and give you the one I have. I have been with this company for a long time, and I'm swear by them, right? I've been affiliate with them for years, and I ain't going nowhere. But the purpose of automation, again, is you can't do it by yourself. You want to be seen everywhere, but there's no way on your physical strength you can market yourself to where you get enough client on your physical strength. So that's why you got to leverage the power of automation. Now I know you're gonna say, "Oh my gosh, Sherry, it's just take too long." I don't no. You already decide for yourself before you even try. So you got to leverage the power of automation to help you. And when I realized that, y'all, when I realized consistency is not about I'm doing something wrong, consistency is more about using the power of the tools that I have in place that I'm paying for to make me be seen it everywhere and be able to leverage follow up. It was a game changer. All right, y'all. That's all I got for y'all on this Monday night training. If it was good, please share, tag, comment. Make sure other people get it too. Sharing is caring. It's your girl, Sherry Sullivan Bell. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night.